Alright guys, what's going on in DeFi today? That is what we're going to discuss. In today's agenda, we're going to look at the news, we're going to look at some security tips, and I'm going to teach you how to earn fixed yield on your assets and also how to get NFT drops at the 88 miles per hour website. Stay tuned, watch till the end, subscribe to the channel, like down below. Let's go guys, let's go. Alright guys, let's get right into the news. And this is my 5th video at the iPhone Tech channel. And I'd like to thank you all for watching. And if you want to watch more in-depth and longer DeFi videos, you can go to my channel, Amadeo Brands on DeFi. Go there if you want to get more in-depth and more technical or more in-depth DeFi videos. I will keep these videos on the iPhone Tech channel short and direct and concrete so that you can digest all the information very fast and make very fast decisions for yourself. So in the last video, we discussed liquidity pools, and if you would have actually staked in some liquidity pools during these ranging markets, that would have paid off very well for you. We can see now that the value locked in DeFi is around almost 45 billion US dollars. So it stayed kind of flat. We're gonna see what's gonna happen, and DeFi is exploding, but NFTs are catching up. So we do need to make better user interfaces into the DeFi protocols that we're all building. So that is a challenge for all of us to build. Even also though the 88 miles per hour protocol we're going to show today, we're actually still they're still looking for people to build an easier interface for them, and even maybe cross-chain, etc. So if you want to do that, if you're a developer, they're still looking, they're hiring people. So, enough work to do for all of us, right? So if we look at some regulatory news, we can see that Wyoming is one step closer to passing up a law to basically regularize decentralized autonomous organizations. This will be huge for DeFi, and this will basically really catapult our industry to the next level and beyond that, in my opinion. All right, so the news, there's a lot of stuff happening, and in my next video for next week, I will also go a little bit more in depth into index funds. For now, we're going to focus on the 88 miles per hour protocol. But before we do that, I want to recommend everybody to, if you're interacting with Ethereum protocols, to really install this Ether address lookup so that it warns you if you're interacting with a potential scam website. I was contacted by one of our DeFi 101 and 201 students that unfortunately sent some funds, contacted his MetaMask with a wrong contract and gave the contract allowance to use his Ether and his 1inch tokens. And then what happened is that his 1inch tokens basically were stolen. So that's very unfortunate that happened. And, the thing we can do against this is build security layers in our stack and be sure to not be attacked, because we're all a target. We're all crypto people, and potentially these viruses or people spoof addresses and target us. So really be careful with that. So a good tip for that is installing the Ether address lookup, and this will warn you if you're actually interacting with any scam addresses. All right, guys. So now let's get into the fun part, right? So how do we actually earn fixed rates with 88 miles per hour? And how do we get these kind of cool NFT drops, as we can see right here? So what 88 miles per hour is doing, it's working with amazing NFT artists like this is basically the Visual Don. It's one of my favorite 2D artists. He built amazing art. And he's actually also now building NFTs, like the NFT we see here. And this NFT will be airdropped to people that are using the 88 miles per hour protocol. So where we first saw like an airdrop tokens for using the protocol, that's also going on. But as an extra addition to that, you can actually earn NFT airdrops if you're using certain protocols. So this is a really cool new thing that's coming. And a lot of more DeFi protocols will follow suit. So follow the steps I will learn you today, and you'll actually automatically enter a raffle that will potentially airdrop you a cool visual NFT airdrop like this. And these airdrops are actually very limited because they're only built once or twice. and then they're airdropped to one or a couple of people in the ecosystem. So that's really awesome. Right, so let's now take a look at what 88 miles per hour actually is. As you can see, 88 miles per hour, really like the purpose of this protocol. This is a bleeding edge DeFi protocol, so it really asks you to learn more about some financial side of DeFi and also some security side of the DeFi ecosystem. Before I'm gonna go really in depth into explaining how exactly this protocol works, I would like to also recommend you to go to the 88 miles per hour YouTube channel. They're still very, very undervalued. Still a lot of people need to find this protocol. All right. So you can see here what I'm gonna teach you today is how to actually earn fixed rate on your assets. If you go to the 88 miles per hour YouTube, you can find them by going to YouTube and putting this in the search box. He will explain this step by step for you, so you don't have to figure everything out by yourself, right? Right. Let's take a deeper look at the protocol. So as we can see here, 80 miles per hour actually gives you we see a couple of assets here. And actually, when I first look at a protocol, the first thing I look at is actually the security audits, right? So if this was a complete new protocol to me, I would go into these audits, and you can also see here, if you go to security, they have a lot of like reports that you can find. And I like yield.info. He makes actually very short reports, which you then can verify in their audits. So he said here, the smart contract audit by Quantstamp, and he goes here in depth about all the assets of this of the 88 miles per hour protocol, and sees where the risks lie and where potential dangers are. And this protocol the risk is relatively low, although it's a very, very advanced protocol. Let's take a deeper look what it exactly does. So 80 miles per hour has a couple of projects. They give you a fixed rate API. So this means that you deposit your stable assets. And let's say you want to deposit a couple of DAI or some USDC or even some tree curve or even some uni or some other assets. You deposit into the protocol and they give you a fixed interest rate. So where normally if you deposit into a protocol, you only have like a variable API. So they say, oh, you get 1000% API. We just covered this also in earlier videos. If a protocol tells you you get 1000% interest per year, and that is only 2 days, and after these 2 days you get 0% interest or negative interest or whatever, that doesn't mean that is the whole year. Here you can actually fix it, right? So you could go, for example, if you want to deposit some DAI, you can go in, you can say, I want to lock it for, let's say, 30 days. Let's say like, okay, we want to take 10,000 DAI from Aave, and then here you go. You get actually a fixed interest rate of $50. You get on your $10,000, so you get a fixed interest rate. And you only have to lock it for 30 days. Let's say if we lock it for like the whole year, you actually get an interest rate of $605. Right. So that's cool, right? So you can actually fix your interest rate that you want to get. That you can get upfront. So the API is then fixed for you. They have a very advanced mechanism for this. And if you want to learn more how that advanced mechanism works, you can go to their YouTube, they explain it in depth, or you can go to my YouTube, Amadeo Brands on DeFi, where I'm going to do an in-depth discussion and an in-depth deep dive into this protocol on my channel, which will probably take around an hour to do that. So let's, for this example, what I would recommend to use, I would actually recommend to use the tree curve fixed rate API. Now, one hand, they give you a nice fixed API of 6.7%, and they give you a temporary incentive mechanism with their 88 miles per hour tokens. How you could see these 88 miles per hour tokens, you could see them as points you get at a bank. You remember, I think you all know this. If you go to your local bank and you have a savings account, you suddenly get all these points from the bank. And with these points from your bank, you can buy something, but nobody actually really uses it, right? These points that you actually get from 88 miles per hour are actually usable. And these points you get from 80 miles per hour are actually 80 MPH tokens. These MPH tokens represent a voting right in the protocol. So imagine if you would go to a bank, if you actually open a savings account, and if you actually would deposit some money on your savings account, you actually get shares in the bank where you're depositing the money. That is what we're basically doing right here. Okay, so let's take a look at what we're getting. I'm gonna use, for example, I'm gonna deposit 10K into the 88 miles per hour protocol, and we can do the deposit with the tree curve tokens or with DAI, USDC or USDT. If we use DAI, what will happen is that they will zap the money into tree curve, and if you then retrieve your deposit out after a year, you actually get the tree curve tokens back. The tree curve tokens you can then just exchange on Uniswap or 1inch for DAI or USDC or whatever other asset you want for that underlying capital. Or you could also go to curve.finance to then stake your tree curve after the maturity period, right? So let's take a look. Okay, so we can see here, I'm depositing my 10,000 DAI, and I get a fixed interest rate of $600, almost $700. That's really cool. And I get extra MPH rewards of $8,000, right? These MPH rewards that you will be getting are vested over a period of 270 days. So after 270 days, you will be getting the complete $8,000. And then at the end, so at the end of the period of the 365 days, you need to pay back a small amount of the MPH rewards that you got to unlock your underlying capital, right? And then if you will get your 10,000 DAI plus the interest of around $700 in the tree curve tokens, and then again those tree curve tokens you can exchange them for whatever asset you want. So this is a really cool concept in my opinion. So if you get your 88 miles per hour tokens, your MPH tokens, you can actually start staking them. So like if you actually click on this, you earn your fixed rate API, and then you see here your vesting. So you can see here the amount of tokens that you will get over time, right? Then if you claim the tokens that you got, you can actually stake your tokens here, because remember, at the end of the maturity, you need to pay back a couple of the 88 miles per hour tokens to unlock your full capital. Okay, so we can then stake our tokens here, and then we can claim trading fees that are generated on the 88 miles per hour protocol. Or we could even, there's also some liquidity mining programs that they have, and they actually have a lot more features. We will go more in depth into these more complex features at the Amadeo Brands on DeFi channel. And for now, I hope you learned how to actually stake your 88 miles per hour and how to potentially get a cool NFT drop. Because what happens when you actually stake this, I forgot to tell this very cool part, you actually are getting a NFT, right? So if you stake your assets, you will get a non-fungible token that represents your 10,000 DAI. So you will get a non-fungible token that represents your 10,000 DAI, and then at the maturity, you can exchange that again for your DAI, right? if, forgot to tell this, but if, let's say you FOMO, you want to get your money, you want to get your money out, you want to FOMO into another coin. So what you then do is actually have the full amount of vested MPH rewards, and then you send the MPH, all the MPH rewards back to the contract, and you just get all your underlying tokens plus the accrued interest sent to your wallet. All right, that was it, guys. And yeah, also remember, like, if you use the protocol in any way, you can potentially win some very, very cool NFTs that the 88 miles per hour protocol is dropping to you. And some of these NFTs are actually selling for quite a high amount because they're very, they're very rare, and people are finding them valuable and cool. All right, guys. So yeah, and thank you for watching. If there's questions, if there's comments, please leave them down below. And I hope to see you at the next newsbot. Bye, guys. Take care. Thank you. Bye-bye.